I know that it's been a lot of complaining lately about how slow things are, but finally things are looking up and I have a what sold video for you. So make sure you stay tuned till the very end to see everything I've sold lately for over $50. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Danica. I'm a part-time reseller based in Calgary, Alberta. I sell mostly on the Poshmark app. I have a Poshmark Canada. I also sell on Poshmark US, and I've been cross-listing to eBay, but this video is all Poshmark sales that I've made in the last couple weeks. My notes say over $30, but I think most of them are actually over $50. So without further ado, let's go through the list. I will be adding a screenshot here somewhere near my head to show you the item and how much it sold for. So let's dive in. Okay, so I have my notes here in front of me. I'm going to do a Poshmark US first. To be fully transparent, I am not running any kind of automation on my Poshmark US closet right now, so things are a little slow. I'm not like remembering to share my closet as often. I am not sending offers as often. I'm obviously not receiving offers as often because I'm just like not really focusing on that closet right now. Life right now for me is quite busy. So I'm focusing more on Poshmark Canada, cross-listing to eBay, and also cross-listing on Poshmark US, but not like really putting my focus there. So Poshmark US, I have 4 items to share with you. The first one being this pair of 7 for All Mankind dojo jeans. I've said it 100 times, I love picking up dojos. They always will sell for me fairly quickly and for like always more than $50 as long as they're in good condition. These ones were amazing because I find often wide leg jeans, flare jeans, bell bottoms, whatever, will have that fraying on the bottom from stepping on them all the time or them just like dragging on the ground, and these were perfect. There was no flaws at the bottom of the pant leg, and just overall they were in really good condition. So I was really happy about that. $65 is a great sale for me. The next item that I wanted to go over is this St. John collection blue top. This one I know for a fact I got at the bins, so I paid $1 for it and I made $100 on it. So that is $80 after the commission I pay to Poshmark. And so after conversion, I probably made over $100 of profit on this item, which is amazing. I love grabbing St. John. It's not something that I find really often. I don't know if it's like a Canadian thing that it doesn't really like happen as much up here, or not happen, but it's not like purchased as much. I don't know. I think it might be one of those brands. There's like brands that are very specific in the US and Canada, and I think St. John is just more of a US thing in my opinion. So I was happy to grab that and to find it and list it and sell it. It did take a while for it to sell, but once it was listed, yeah, like I said, it did take like a minute, but it is one of those slow burns, so I don't really mind sitting on St. John because I know that it'll be a decent payday for me when someone finally takes the plunge and purchases it. The next item here is this Free People black ottoman sweater. I don't remember what I paid for this one. Honestly, in this video, I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for each item because I've been thinking about this and it doesn't really matter because the fact that I can source at different places I'm really lucky that I'm able to do that. But things that I source online is going to be a higher cost of goods. Things that I source at thrift stores is going to be kind of somewhere in the middle, and things I source at the bins are going to be $1, $2. So when I tell you that I sold something for $85, you're able to make that decision. Okay, if I can find it, and you figure out what you're comfortable with. If you want your profit margin to be a certain amount, then you tell yourself, okay, if I find one of these in the wild, I am feeling comfortable to spend $20 on it. I'm comfortable to spend $10, whatever amount, because whatever I paid doesn't really matter. I'll tell you, especially in videos like this where I'm telling you items that I've sold for a decent amount. If I'm selling something for $5, then yeah, it matters if I paid $1 for it or $10 for it. But in this circumstance, I made a profit on everything. So you decide what works for you, what works for your business model. If you're able to source these items for an amount that you feel comfortable with, then that is what the point is. Okay, so I sold that Ottoman sweater for $85. That was a great find. These Free People Ottoman sweaters, I'm like not having the best luck with, honestly. I thought it was gonna be way easier to sell them. I sourced a bunch of them online, and yeah, I am like gonna be the first to admit that oof, it's not going as planned, but I'm feeling optimistic and hoping that the rest of them sell. I did have one thing that, or one of them, that someone has offered to purchase locally off of Poshmark, so we'll see if that happens or if it falls through, whatever. But anyway, next is this pair of Hocus Pocus Black Mary Janes. I couldn't find anything about this brand, honestly, but I just got it based on style. The TV show Wednesday had just come out, and like that kind of goth emo style is coming back, I think, personally. So I just decided to go for it. I'm pretty sure I got these at the bins. I must have gotten them at the bins. I was getting lowball after lowball after lowball on these. Just, I think it just happened because they were trendy and people are just like drawn to them. And yeah, I think that happens a lot when you are listing something that's trendy but not necessarily like any kind of name brand, is that you'll get people coming out of the woodwork asking for the item for next to nothing. And yeah, the conversations were had. So I stood my ground, and finally someone did purchase them for $68. I think that was full price. I have a couple full price sales in this video. I've been doing something new. I have been trying to get all my cover photos to be background free on a white background. I'm using Canva when I'm at home, and I am using a tool on my phone when I'm not at home. I will not tell you what tool because it is not something I really recommend, and I'm actually not going to be using it for that much longer. But anyway, okay, so those were my top sales on Poshmark US, I would say in the last couple weeks. I didn't really like write down the date, but these are notable sales for me recently. Next, moving on to Poshmark Canada, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I don't know why I put everything sales over 30 because everything is actually over $60. So my notes, I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, let's dive in to the Poshmark Canada sales. First one being this pair of Aldo chunky boots. I loved these. I thought these were so cool. They just remind me of my childhood pretty much. And as soon as I saw them, I was like, I need to pick these up. I need to grab them. I did not even check comps. I got them strictly on style and just based on my gut feeling. And yeah, that was another full price sale. We love to see it. Next is this pair of Good American Good Legs jeans. I sourced these a while ago. It just took me a long time to get them listed because, like I said, things have been chaotic. I have a decent money pile going on in my little spare reselling bedroom. So I am working on it. I haven't sourced, honestly, in a while. Like, I haven't gone out and like intentionally sourced like a decent amount of items in a while since I went to the Portland bins, and that was an exception because I don't really get to Portland that often anymore, and I don't get to go to the Portland bins ever anymore. So that was just like a self-care day. That was just for fun. If you haven't watched my haul from Portland bins, I will link it up here. But anyway, other than that, I have been, if I've gone to a thrift store, it has been very like 3-4 items. It has not been like a looking at everything in the store and buying like 10-20 items. So I am working on my death pile. It is getting smaller and smaller. It is like finding the time to get things listed. That is my struggle right now. I'm on call at work, which means I am like not knowing if I'm going to work or not most days. I have less days off, and my days off I'm like busy. I have plans. So sorry, I keep looking. I can't believe how much better this side of my hair looks than this side. I didn't do anything to it today. This is the natural texture. It is just like so much nicer on this side. This side is just, it hasn't decided if it wants to be curly or not. If you look at my old videos, I never used to heat style my hair and the curls were poppin'. Anyway, sidebar. The Good American Good Legs jeans. Yes, these have been sourced probably in November, I would say, and just finally got around to listing them, and they sold quite quickly for $60. So I love picking up a Good American. They usually sell pretty well for me. Next is this Patagonia coral quilted pullover. That was the same haul, I think, as the Good American Good Legs jeans. I still have things from that haul I have not photographed and listed. And if you look at the thumbnail for that video, it's like best haul of the year, and half of it is still sitting in a bin or in an IKEA bag. Whoops. But anyway, I don't remember what my cost of goods was. Let's say $10 to $12, and it sold for $73, which is pretty decent in my opinion. This particular Patagonia pullover doesn't really retail for that much, so I was happy with that. Next up is this Patagonia quilted nano puff, like half zip, quarter zip pullover. I had bought this for myself, so my cost of goods was a little bit higher. I think it was maybe like $100, but I didn't mind paying that because, like I said, it was for myself. I didn't really love it. It didn't have pockets. It didn't have, did it even have a hood? I don't remember. It sold for $120, so this is what I'm saying, where my cost of goods doesn't really matter. If you can source it for lower than that, then absolutely do that, because it sold for a good amount. Would I source it again for $100 to resell it for $120? Probably not, but I would absolutely source it for lower than that for this kind of return. I ended up buying a Lululemon kind of similar jacket that does have pockets, so I haven't worn it yet. We'll see if I end up liking it or if I resell it. Next is this pair of UGG shearling boots. These were actually my, these were a personal item. So zero cost of goods, $65 that they sold for. This is pretty much like spot on to comps, so I was hoping for more, but this is what I should have expected for them to sell for, so I should not be upset with that. That is still a pretty good sale. So if you're able to source Uggs, any style really, I would say, is selling decently. There are definite, like UGG is having a huge trendy moment right now, so if you can find the trendy ones, then those will do even better. But anyway, next is this pair of vintage square toe chunky shoes. I think I got these at the bins too, I'm pretty sure. Either way, they sold for $98, another full price sale for me. I'm very happy about that. I've definitely noticed since I've been using a white background in my cover photos that I'm getting way more full price sales. I mean, 3 in the last couple weeks is pretty good. For me at least. I don't know, everyone's different, so maybe you make full price sales all the time, but I do price my items a little bit higher, so full price sales are not really that common for me. So I was happy with that. Again, these were super trendy, like dark academia, the vintage, this, you know, like just the whole deal with them, and they were brand new, had never been worn, the tags were still on there, so I knew that these were going to do well. Next, let me do my biggest one last. Okay, let's just do that. So the next one I'm going to do is actually something I sold today. This was on an offer to Liker. This was a vintage, like handmade Cowichan inspired sweater. I've had this forever. for I thought this was going to sell for a lot more than it ended up selling for, but that is okay. It still sold for $119, which is great when you think about it. When I first started reselling, like if you would have told me that I would be making sales over $50 like consistently, I don't know if I would have believed you. But just the amount of like growth I have made in the last few years when it comes to reselling is kind of crazy. But the thing about reselling is you have to keep learning and you have to keep growing, otherwise you will be left in the dust. So that being said, I was really happy about this sale. I was kind of bummed that it didn't sell for more and for like faster, but it is what it is. It's off my hands now. I will get it shipped to its new home today or tomorrow. Last but certainly not least, the opposite of least actually, my biggest sale in the last couple of weeks was this pair of Miu Miu black leather boots. These were stunning. The leather is literally so soft. It was like buttery soft leather. Loved them. They were small size. I think they were a size 6. So I think, yeah, that's like not my favorite. I like selling shoes that are like 7 to 9, I would say, but I mean I couldn't leave them. I did price them high and someone came in, I think I listed them at $289 and an offer came in for $250 and I accepted so fast. I was like immediately yes. So I was super happy about that. Shipped them as soon as I got home because I was away on a little staycation, and yeah, it was perfect timing too. I was like just driving through Vancouver with my boyfriend and I was like looking at how much the houses there cost in the neighborhood that we were driving through, and it was like millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I was like, well, here we go. I've made one decent sale that can go towards a down payment for a house. So that was kind of the joke of the day. But yeah, those are my biggest sales in the last couple of weeks. Honestly, I'm really pleased with how things are going right now. I'm not putting that much focus on Poshmark. Like I said, things have been super busy. When I'm at home, I'm busy. When I'm away, I'm busy. So I have not actually been able to spend time on the app very much lately. I do have automation on my Poshmark Canada that shares for me and returns shares for me and sends out offers for me. I think it sends out an offer of 20% plus discounted shipping 10 minutes after someone likes an item. So every once in a while, someone will buy something with that. But honestly, what I'm telling you, I'm pretty hands off my Poshmark closet right now. I'm not like, have been slacking on replying to comments, have been slacking on listing, have been slacking on sending offers, like lower offers. So this for me is actually pretty impressive. I'm not going to be upset with this. So yeah, that is all I have to say. I will be doing some more listing hopefully in the next couple days. I do have a decent amount of things photographed in my camera roll. All I have to do is list them. I have just gone through my personal closet again today and just threw a bunch of stuff into that spare bedroom, so I need to get to photographing and listing those. I still have things from thrift hauls from like the last few months that I need to photograph and list and put away, so it is a process. I don't know how many things are in my death pile right now. I would say maybe like 100, let's say. My toxic trait is being like, that's not that many. It's a lot. I need to get them photographed. I need to get them listed. This is like non-negotiable. It needs to get done. So with that, I will let you go. Let me know in the comments how your sales have been, if you've been noticing like bigger sales. Also, the reason I wanted to make this video is because I have told you guys 100 times, this is what I'm trying to do. This is like me accomplishing the things that I set out to do in terms of not being a volume seller and making less higher price sales. Making less sales, but having them be a higher average sales price. That is my goal right now. So this just goes to show, if you put in the effort to source better items, less of them, it's just less work. I'm listing less, sourcing less, selling less but making the same amount of money. Like my pending balance now is higher than it has been in a long time. So that being said, I will let you go. Make sure again that you leave me a comment. Let me know how your sales have been. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you do. And I will see you next time. Bye.